humble but hungry, humble but hungry. We grew up modestly in Van Nuys. That's I think where a lot of my upbringing took shape. Didn't grow up in the best of areas, but always gravitated towards team sports. Always gravitated towards playing sports. I'm just a big sports fanatic, and I think that's where the competitive edge, started first and foremost with six brothers and sisters. You got to fend for yourself. You got to fight for everything that you can get. And, we all loved each other. We're a tight family, but we're also very competitive. My father was a semi-pro soccer player in Mexico, come from an immigrant family. They came here in the early 70s. And I think I get my perseverance, my hard work ethic is from my father, and my salesmanship is from my mother. My mother was a top performing sales manager for a company called Stanley Home Products back in the 80s. If anybody remembers that. But, she was awesome. I remember her bringing her friends and family into our home and doing a lot of sales presentations there. So, that's where I kind of started with that, and just kind of having that mindset. My first mentor in my life was my brother Gabriel. I hope he's on. I know John Perez is on. He'll get a little bit of a gut check in a minute, but Gabriel and I, we just two peas in a pod. We played sports together growing up. We were our first competitors. We used to go in the backyard and just pretend it was the '88 World Series all over again, and had a great time growing up. To this day, we're still really close. And just on Saturday, we had a really, heart to heart, and we talked about our businesses, how things are going, how our life's going. So I really appreciate him for always believing in me and being my first mentor. So if you're there, Gabe, love you, man. I'm just going down my checklist here. In 2000, so in 2004, kind of fast forward a little bit, me and my wife now, Ari, decided to move to Texas. And hey, my father's on the call, and that's the man, the myth, the legend, Emilio Plascencia. Nice. So in 2004, me and my now wife, back then we were engaged, moved to Texas in 2004. And it was kind of one of those deals where I wanted a different life. That's where kind of, me pushing myself to be a better person, a better man for my wife, moved us to Texas. It was just me and her. We stayed with my sister for a little while. But that's really when my sales career started. And that's when I met a man that will forever change my life. He's on the call. Excuse me. John Perez, if you're on, put your camera on, man. I need to see you and acknowledge you.
Yeah, buddy, good right now.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, congratulations, brother. You doing okay? Hang in there.
Hey, you know me. I wear my emotions on my sleeve, so I can't help it.
No, I hear you. And, I know it's tough for you right now, but, obviously it's one of those things that we always get confused with is that, appreciate you, appreciate the shout outs and the mentorship Gabe does as well. But this is all you. This is the hard work you put into it, that A-type personality. I mean, you have to have those traits in order to really be successful at what you're doing, and you are. So kudos to you, my friend. Kudos to you.
I appreciate you getting on. And yep. John's in Texas right now, so I'm sure he's about his day going already. So for you to get on today means a lot. Appreciate it, brother.
Appreciate the invite.
Yeah. So me and John go way back to 2004. He hired me on. He was my boss, but now dear friend of mine, and I consider him a brother as well. And we started in the consumer credit. I started as a customer service rep. He hired me on. I didn't know anything about sales. I pretty much emulated John Perez for about 10 years. And everybody would pick up the phone and say, "John, is this John?" I said, "No, this is Emilio." Like, you sound exactly like John. You walk and talk like John. But he was a dear friend of mine and a dear mentor, and a lot more than that. He really put, steered me in the right direction when it comes to being a professional. So that was 2004 to 2010. Me and my wife lived there. We got married there in 2009, which was a great day for us. All our family and friends were there. But that's kind of, to know me, you have to know people that are on this call right now. And I see my sister now, Mary, she's on the call. And so a lot of these people that are on this call are big supporters of me before I even believed in myself. And my wife, she's been a real big supporter of me, dealing with my BS and dealing with everything that comes with the Mamba mentality and everything that is me. So in 2009, she did me the pleasure of becoming my wife after being together since 97. So 97 we met, and so she did me the pleasure of marrying me. And we've been together for a very long time. We've been through a lot of ups and downs, but it's always been a tough, a fun ride. So in 2010, John calls me, John Perez calls me and says, hey, listen, we have an opportunity for you to go back home to LA. We know how much you guys love it out there, and we'd love for you to run our Southern California region for the company that I was with. So in 2010, within a couple of weeks, I was back out home. And just to kind of give you a little bit of background on what I did is we partnered with a lot of different vendors, big brick and mortars like Ashley's Furniture Home Store, Living Spaces out here, Moore's Furniture. So we provided a service to the client that would not be able to get approved through primary credit. We gave them an opportunity to purchase their consumer goods through our program. And so we did a lot of business to business relationship building, business to customer, a lot of training. I had a sales team of maybe about 30 coworkers, and then they grew from there. So from 2010 to 2016, 17, we grew from one location to here in Southern California to over, I would say, about 40 to 50 locations. So that kind of just expanded our region. And so that kind of, in a nutshell, that kind of sums up my background and sales experience. So 2016, 2019, we went through a really tough time, me and Ari, and started thinking about what the next step would be in our life, in our career. And till that point, mind you, this is nonstop 12, 13, 14, 15 years of just grinding, building a business for someone else, basically. But the life at home was great, but it could always be better. And that's one thing that I love about what we do now is I've been able to re-engage with friends that I've kept in touch over the years for 20 plus years, now have some quality time with them. So that's when Ari and I decided to say, okay, what are we going to do to make our life and our marriage better? And so one of those things is giving more time and giving more time to her, to my family, and to my friends. And so she said, you'd be really good at real estate sales. And at the time I was like, I can't do that. I was like, I've never thought about doing my own business or having my own business. That's Gabriel. That's him. He's the entrepreneur in the family. I'm just a grinder. I'm going out there doing what I have to do to make things happen. So yeah, in 2018, 2019, I really started kind of thinking, I think this is going to be the next step. And COVID hits, or this is before COVID hits, and I started already thinking about taking the courses, whatnot. And then at the start of 2020, I dive in, I start taking the courses, COVID hits and things shut down. I'm at home all the time. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, okay, let me just dive into this real estate thing. And really that's kind of what sparked the interest, right? Is my wife just saying, hey, listen, I think you'd be good at doing real estate sales, and so, yeah, I got my license in 2020, late 2020. And that's when I met Stephanie, I met Manny, I met, and I'll get to somebody that was a big impact in my career when I joined Keller Williams. But, so I'll stop there. I don't know if I'm talking too much, but I'll stop there.
Hey, I want to comment, if I may.
Sure.
Thank you for sharing that. And I think that, we forget sometimes how big of a role, like you're reminding me right now of all the people that have played that huge role in my life. And they do deserve that recognition. And I think that that's such a great, like, if whatever you're doing, if you want to do gratitude calls or however you want to do that. But I mean, nobody succeeds alone. And you're just such a great example of like that grind and really appreciating and recognizing the mentors in your life, because I think that's really important, especially in this business that we're in, because it's like 90% mindset, right? So to have those people around you who ground you, and the struggle is real sometimes. I know I always say that, but it really is. And, like if we were going to talk, about everybody on this call, I feel like we all in some way have that story of like somebody told us, hey, you'd be really good at this. Like if we were to raise hands, I bet you almost everyone would have their hand up. And so I think it's just really interesting that people see that, and that we need to be able to, take that advice and recognize who those mentors are and keep them around us, and, whether it's from one industry to another. And so thank you for that, Emilio. I love it.
I appreciate it, Sonia. Yeah, I thought, I was thinking about this yesterday on what I was going to say on this call for 30 minutes. I didn't know I was going to be the main speaker. I thought it was going to be a Q&A type thing, and I'd just chime in a little bit. But, I was like, okay, well, what am I going to talk about? And I only thought it was fit that these people that shaped me, from my parents to my brothers and sisters to, just the neighborhood that I grew up in, you could gravitate towards either end, and so they really shaped me in the right direction. That comes from my parents, just keeping us humble, keeping us together, and just kind of going, to my brother that really believed in myself, in me, and then John Perez, again, and then, now coming into this organization, just a team that we've built over the last year and a half, almost going on 2 years now. I think is a very special thing. I love being at the office. I love being part of Keller Williams Calabasas, especially. So shout out to us, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been incredible being, we're definitely humbled and grateful and blessed that you chose all of us, right, to be part of your journey, right? And it's been exciting to watch and just see how much you are coachable. So again, like John was mentioning earlier, you're the one that did the hard work, and you're the one that's open to it, right? You're open to everything is about being coachable. It's like, oh, okay, let me take, and then you figure out what works for you, right? We throw a bunch of stuff at each and every one of you, and then you pick, right, which one works for you and resonates with you and becomes part of you. So share with us, getting involved in this crazy world of real estate in the midst of COVID, right? And keeping your mindset, share with us how, what you were thinking, the things that you were doing, the things that got you to be Rookie of the Year your first year, right? And having the success that you are in the second year.
Yeah, I think it definitely want to have a plan, right? And so, again, I talked to Gabriel a lot, my brother, and I told him, listen, I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to dive right into it. And, so together we formulated a business plan, right, on how I wanted my first day to be, to 90 days, to, 6 months to a year. And I have the 5-year plan all the way through, already game planned out. And, I got to give recognition again to you, Stephanie, for taking the time during that tough time of COVID and meeting with me. I don't know if you remember, but we met before that office was rebuilt the way it was, or the way it is, right? Yeah. And I'm thinking, I'm going to Keller Williams Calabasas. This is going to be a great experience. And to tell you the truth, the first time I walked in, I'm like, this is the office that we're part of. Because it's nothing like it is now, right? Now you walk in, it's high tech, it's, everybody can hear each other. There's energy in the room. Well, obviously it was the start of COVID, so nobody's in the office, but there was maybe 2 or 3 people in there, and but you were gracious enough to meet with me that day, and I appreciate that. Till this day, I think about that day, how you introduced me to our office and how much I wanted to be a part of what you guys had going on there. So, so that kind of started everything. Okay, started the wheels turning a little bit, and when you offered you were instrumental to get us kickstarted the first 3 months, because everything was just virtual. There was nothing we couldn't do anything in the office, couldn't meet anybody. But you took it upon yourself to take me and a group of other new agents to really get us started, give us the kickstart that we needed, and then go from there. And then you introduced to us the mentorship program, right? And one thing I would recommend to anybody that's coming into new to real estate is really take your time and interview the people that you're going to be working with, because that truly means a lot. Again, you can go with the first person that they tell you to go with, or you can take it upon yourself to interview these people and see if you align with them, right? And so I interviewed a few different top producers in the office, and when I met Nina, that was it. We just clicked from day one. And I told her, I told myself I need to be able to gain her respect in order for this to work. And from that day, when we made that decision to work together, my mission was to outwork everybody in our group, right? And to outwork everybody that I knew was coming in to our mentorship program at the same time, right? I see Luis on the call. She was very instrumental at the beginning. I see Eileen on the call. To this day, me and Eileen are now working together on a couple of different things now. And, I appreciate it. I see Patty on the call. Patty, thank you so much for joining. Patty Delgado, she's our lender on the call. Say hello, Patty.
Good morning.
So these are people that are very instrumental. So that's kind of, what shaped the beginning. The first 6 months are, I talked to one of our newer agents at the first bold session that we had a couple of days ago. And just like all of us, it gets overwhelming at the beginning. I said, okay, just, take the steps, learn, what's going to take you from day 1 to day 30 to where you want to be to get your business started. All right. So really take the first 30, 45 days to get that set up. And I'm talking about social media. I mean, it took me a good 30 to 45 to 60 days to get your social media set up, because before real estate, I'd never had any social media interactions. Now I'm all over it. I think most of you guys see a lot of things that I do out there, but your social media, just your all the logistic part, everything that you need to do is to get set up and get your business set up the right way. But again, kind of going into the mentorship program, Nina was very instrumental in getting me set up and getting me out there and doing the actual real estate activities. She really pointed me in the right directions of saying, we're in COVID here, but doesn't mean that you have to be at home all the time and stand still. Go do some previews, call agents, let them know that you want to go do some showings, some virtual showings for your clients. So I would do that. I would stand outside of the open, or not the open house, but the showing, or the home that I was virtually going to show. I would stand out there and I would wait for people to come through, because a lot of times people come by and see the sign or whatnot, and they don't have an agent to represent them. So I would wait hours on a day just to see if I can get an interaction with somebody that would come in and say, look, I'm looking at this property, but I don't have an agent. And there was a few times where I picked up some leads from that. So even through COVID, we were staying active, we were doing things, and we were making sure that we were staying sharp. So that's kind of, what part of it kind of in the first year, what I did was I tried to set that mindset of 6 months. I'm giving myself 6 months. And after that, I have to start thinking about, do I need to go back to my corporate job? And that to me was not an option. I needed to get this done. So from day one, I just jumped in. So I created things like the Mama Mentality. I created things like the Plascencia Group. I created things like these t-shirts that I wear all the time that says your realtor MVP, right? My wife's like, you have to wear the little hat. That's your your calling card, right? All these little things that we do are for a purpose to stand out, and just to have a mentality of saying, okay, this is what our group is. This is what we're going to do. We're still in the obviously second year in the business, very, very, very new. But I hear this all the time is act as if the Plascencia Group already has 20 associates. Act as if the Plascencia Group is already in 20 offices, Keller Williams nationwide, whatever the case may be. Act as if your investment group is the Plascencia Group is already 5-6 properties in investing in different parts of the world, because that's my goal. My end goal is not to sell real estate for the rest of my life because I have to, is because I want to work where I want to work when I want to work. And the first thing is start investing in real estate. The first taste I've got of that was when my parents bought their home back in the early 90s. They sold in 2004 at the peak of the market, and now they're retired in Texas. Their house is paid off 100%. My dad doesn't have to worry about that. Taking care of my mom. He's always been taking care of us from day one. That's my first taste of that. My second taste of that when I purchased my first home in 2004. And again, it grew. We were able to cash out, and we did some other things with that money. And I just want to make sure that's going to be available for us going forward. So that's kind of the mentality, kind of things, how everything worked out. We can go into more details about it, but that's kind of what I created just to keep me motivated, keep me inspired. And then again, I can't say enough about Nina. I mean, Nina's there. Nina, you got to say hello. Get your camera on.
Hello, Emilio. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you.
When I start stumbling, I know I can go to Nina and she'll pick it up for me.
And vice versa. When I start, you kind of come in. Yeah, we have a good thing. And I just want you to know that I feel very blessed that you actually picked me to be your mentor, because it's not something that ever stopped. We've continued, and that's genuine right there. You're literally my brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Nina. Appreciate you being on. And again, this is the team that we created. Nina, myself, Patty, all the different vendors that we have. That's the Plascencia Group right there. And so I feel honored that the Patties, the Ninas, the Johns have embraced me and have want to work with me, because they don't have to do that. And so to me, it's a privilege to be able to work with them.
So Emilio, I have a question for you.
Sure.
So I hear this consistent theme of the team and the people around you, right, in this call. So what would you say to, what's your advice on finding the good people to surround yourself with in terms of all your allied resources and anyone else? What would you say to someone who wants to really figure out how they can utilize the people around us?
Yeah, take the time to build that relationship. I think we've been on the call with Patty at some points at 9-10 o'clock at night, just obviously talking business, but at the same time that builds relationships, right? Being able to really take your time, like I said at the beginning, is when I was offered the mentorship program, and I said, okay, I need to do what's right for our family first, right? And who do I align with the best? And I guess it's just a feeling that you get when you start meeting people, right? And how you align with them, what their morals are, what they're about, and what their mindset is, right? I think those things there is if everybody's aligning and everybody has the right mindset and the right go get it attitude, I don't have time to waste. Time is, again, I think some other top producer said it, and I think we can all agree, is time is our biggest commodity. And every minute of the day is important. So for you to align yourself with somebody that is not going to pick you up, or somebody that's not going to make you better, I'm always looking for people that are better than me. Nina's better than me. John's better than me. Eileen's better than me. Luisa's better than me. Stephanie's better than me. Patty's better than me. All these people here are making me better, right? And it's not a selfish thing. Well, let me take that back. You know, when I met Stephanie, I said, you know, I'm a very unselfish person, but I think it's time for me to be selfish. Right. And she said, I think you're right. You know, and so why not take advantage? And I say that in a humble way, because in the past, I would say, get out of my way. I could do it all on my own. And all that got me was a lot of people that weren't backing me, a lot of people that were resenting. And now I feel like we truly have a family on this call. And I truly feel like everybody has the best interest of everybody for their business. And it's not about being envious. It's about applauding everybody along the way. You know, we're all on this journey. It's a crazy business. It's an up and down business, and you have to have thick skin. And like I said before, I wear my emotions on my sleeve. That's great. Embrace it, you know. But Sonia, to go back to your question, I'm going long-winded here, is I think everybody, you know what you stand for, what you're about. I go out and seek the people that have that same moral compass. And I think if we can align there, and that we're go-getters, and that we can go out after it and don't BS each other and not make excuses, then let's go, let's do it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You remind me of a very smart woman who one time told me that just write down your values and make all your decisions looking through those values, and you'll never be in the wrong relationship with anyone. So awesome.
Yeah, I think it just comes from my upbringing. You know, my parents, you know, they're very tough, but at the same time, you know, they cared for us a lot. So my sister Mary's on the call, so I want to give her a shout out. Maybe if you want to say hi.
Hello, everyone. I'm the oldest of the 6.
Oh, I knew she would say that.
And although it says Mamba mentality in the back, Emilio is a great person who I've seen grow. As the 5th in the family, I've seen a lot of growth and a lot of potential, and I'm very proud of him. And I'm so happy that he's at Keller Williams.
Thank you, sis.
Yay.
Says, as you can see, it's a big, happy family.
Yeah, I love it.
A big, happy, sometimes dysfunctional, but great family.
Hey, you know what? All families are dysfunctional, no matter what they say. That makes us all, you know, makes us all unique, and the love and the bond strong. And it's amazing to see all your family on here. It just shows the love that you all have for one another, and support, and that's priceless, right? And that allows you to grow, and it's amazing to see. I'm just touched by learning more about you, and just the authenticity and the grace of you and everyone that's around you. So that's amazing. I know that we're here at the bottom of the hour. Is there do you have any like quick words of advice that you would give to anybody it doesn't matter whether they're just starting, you know, or they've been in the business for a long period of time? What are, you know, a couple of those poignant things that has kept you grounded through this crazy journey?
Yeah, I think it's on my backdrop there, right? So the mama mentality is a constant quest to be the best version of yourself, right? That's the mama mentality, is every day strive to be better than you were the day before, right? And it's not about competing or comparing. It's about the version of yourself, of who you are.
Yep.
Right. And I think that's what I would say. I did want to add a couple of, you know, 6 things mentally strong people do to leave you off with this, right? So I'll read it off. You know, so the 6 things mentally strong people do: they move on, they don't waste time feeling sorry for themselves, they embrace change, they welcome challenges, they stay happy, they don't waste energy on things they can't control, they are kind, fair, and unafraid to speak up, they are willing to take calculated risk, and they celebrate other people's success. They don't resent the success. So that's what I'll leave you guys with.
That's awesome.
Wow.
You're top notch and love you and just really appreciate your presence and being part of the amazing culture and giving us the opportunity to learn more about you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Have a good day, guys.
All right. Woohoo!